You must respect the will of the individual. Take it easy. I can assure that everything will turn out fine. That when out of neutral life, always maintain a positive attitude. You should be fair to everyone regardless of national origin, gender or creed. Equality is guaranteed by the Constitution. He leaned against the pillar and gazed at the Statue of Liberty. A woman passed by me giving off a subtle scent of perfume. It reminded me of my ex-girlfriend. Not smells awful, but tastes terrific. I'm shocked with sweat. Stand back. You stink. Take a shower. Bob was so beside himself that he could scarcely tell fact from fiction. His new novel, which combines prose with his gift for poetry, is gonna to be published. An up-to-date edition of the encyclopedia will come out next month. Miss Yamada translated a fascinating fairy tale into plain Japanese. The following passage is quoted from a well-known fable. Are you familiar with contemporary literature? I know nothing about it. At times, I confuse curve with curve. Don't be shy, your pronunciation is more or less correct. This article contains tips for those who are eager to increase their vocabulary. His latest works are on display at the City Hall. They are fabulous beyond description. Could you move over a little? Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was taking up so much space. But this ugly object, this is a piece of abstract art. I begged Richie to lend me $100, but he shook his head saying, I'm broke too. I'm apt to buy things on impulse whenever something is on sale. So am I. As it is, ordinary people cannot afford to purchase such luxuries. As we anticipated, we unemployment rate has risen 3 quarters in a row. I have to cut down my expenses, so from now on, I'm going to keep track of them on a daily basis. In any case, the union has to compromise to a certain extent. The competent mechanics are in great demand, so they earn decent wages. The president announced a concrete plan to carry out welfare reform. His policy will no doubt lead to dismal consequences. It needs a thorough review. It goes without saying that the aging of society is inevitable. To take a look at this chart, it indicates that juvenile delinquency is only increasing in alarming rate. In very busy districts, there were vacant lots which are for selling for years, but population density in the metropolis is gradually decreasing. In all likelihood, the birth rate will continue declining steadily for years to come. The power plant supplies the county with electricity. You are not allowed to operate this device without permission. In fact, the inhabitants have been exposed to radiation. One cannot emphasize too much the potential danger of the nuclear energy. For years, press overlooked the problem, but now, if anything, they are making too much of it. As well as cultivating grain, the farmer runs a grocery store. The research institute was established in the late 1960s. Why don't you consult Sir in person? He's by far the most prominent attorney around here. I'll just write it down just in case, because I have a bad memory. The lawyer recommended to him to take legal action against the insurance company. They are entitled to be compensated for their injuries. So far, no less than 200 people have died of the flu epidemic. The effect of the dog built intense but brief. He has a habit of biting his nails. It's absolutely disgusting. My grandma sprained her back when hugged my son. If you have a stiff neck, try a herbal remedy. Medical breakthroughs have brought about great benefit for humanity as a whole. We can't apply cloning techniques to cattle, let alone human beings. It's forbidden. Whales are classified as mammals. The theory of evolution is beyond reach of my imagination. The biologist was proud of his historic discovery and doesn't mind boasting about it. On ethical grounds, they are opposed to so-called gene therapy. The initial symptoms of disease are fever and a sore throat. The structure of the brain is complex. Owing to illness, some representatives are absent from the annual conference. Little by little, my son-in-law is recovering from stomach cancer, and now he's in good spirits. This is fake, isn't it? Hey, it's a genuine antique. No way. Anything else? That's it. For here to go. To go. How much is this drug? $100, including tax. Including tax. Okay, I'll take it. I don't think those pants look good on you. Try these on. They are really no. He got out of the cabin in haste, saying, "Keep the change." The delivery service is available for customers for a slight extra charge. It's on me. You treat me every time we eat out. Well, okay. Let's split the check then. While out hanging out at the mall, I ran into Ken. I was short of cash, so I withdrew the $100 I had deposited in my bank account last week. On our way home, she was robbed of her purse. That's odd. Tell me how it happened. I'll explain to you later. My parents gave me a 6 p.m. curfew as a punishment because I broke my promise. As the proverb goes, the end justifies the means. Now that I've found no one to turn to, I'll have to stand on my own 2 feet. The chairman cut me off, saying, "Time to wind things up. Let's take a vote." We exchanged frank opinions in the meeting, but the consensus is yet to be reached regarding this matter. Do you disagree with him? I'm on his side. Strictly speaking, his views differ somewhat from mine. Could you go by it again? I couldn't make out what you're getting at. No one backed me up at first. Eventually, I talked everyone into going along with my plan. I admire your perseverance, courage, and wisdom. You flatter me. In making a decision, I rely not on logic, but on instinct. He came up with an ingenious, sensible solution and immediately put it into practice. From that viewpoint, the former is inferior to the latter. Your idea sounds marvelous in theory, yet I don't think those work in practice. We expected him to defeat his opponent, but failed to live up our expectations. Ironically, despite their best endeavors, their mission resulted in complete failure. Her genius makes up for lack of personal experience. She possesses a great capacity for overcoming any obstacle. Without your solid support, the deal would have fallen through. I'm grateful to you. Bringing flammable items into the cabin is prohibited. Our flight to Vienna was delayed on account of a minor accident. The plane blew up and plunged into the ocean, killing all the people on board. They are working around the clock looking into the cause of the crash. Unfortunately, few passengers survived the catastrophe. The aviation experts analyzed the statistics in detail. On behalf of all the staff, I'd like to express our sympathy for the victims. In a sense, he's to blame for the disaster. The vehicles are inspected in defect every 3 months. I was amazed to see that our utility bills came to so much. Turn the faucet off, Mom yelled in a rage. I turned the lid so the food doesn't go bad. Can I borrow your scissors? Sure, here you are. You can substitute some transparent glue for a needle and thread. I dyed this fabric and it shrunk. I'll get rid of this leather jacket because it's worn out at the elbows. Add some flour to the mixture and stir it until it becomes thick. Wash with the leftovers. Keep them in the fridge for now. I'll heat them in the microwave later. I could out laid out the money on new PC and also to put some aside for a rainy day. A cell phone and account become something of necessity, and I can't do without one. No sooner had I sat up than relaxed when my asked me to the chores. She laid the baby down and lay down beside him. Put this stuff away. It's in the way. When a kid made believe they were dinosaurs, they were scolded by their mother. After he bumped into the shelf, the priceless animal fell and shattered into fragments. Can you keep on more kids for a while? I need to pick up Ken. No problem. I never told us off for making a mess in his yard. Dolly resembles her big sister in every way. You can't tell them apart. As a rule, twins have a lot in common. I'm tired of doing the dishes, doing the laundry, and so on. My favorite pastime is strolling along the shore. It's pleasant. I'm exhausted. Let's take a break in the shade. Why not? Bob, this vending machine is out of order. Oh no! I'm dying of thirst. He fainted hunger and fatigue, but came to after a while.